Hello, gorgeous. You're listening to the Girlfriend's Guide to Starting Over. On this podcast, we talk about everything from dating and relationships to personal development. We also speak very candidly about the F word, and by that, I mean failure. So grab a pen, tag a friend, and let's talk about it. All of it. Undergoing, overcoming, and simply trying to make it through. Hello, gorgeous. Good morning and happy Wisdom Wednesday. I'm super excited that you have made it back to my platform. Last night, I was looking through my stuff and I recognized that I had an influx of followers over the long weekend. So if you're just watching me for the first time, hey girl, I'm Coach K. I'm a transformation coach and I empower middle-aged women who are starting over in love, life, career, literally all the things to identify their highest self and to step into that power. And so I'm looking forward to you hanging out in the community. And if you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out my DMs, okay? So for the month of November, I have been pouring into the girl who's a little bit stressed, a little bit anxious, a little bit maybe even depressed about the holiday season coming in. Because let's just be honest, for many of us, it's not the best time of the year. There's nothing holly or jolly about it. And it's important that we acknowledge that and that we don't put up a facade or that we don't pretend. Now, that doesn't mean that we sit out on everything. It just means that we are more selective and we participate in the things that we want to participate in, things that are going to fuel us, and that we pull back or that we sit out of things that are going to make us feel worse, okay? So I have really hit the ground running this month. Like literally, I talked about boundaries. We talked about personal power. We talked about like focusing on what we could control. I gave you tips and strategies on how to set those boundaries. I did a whole masterclass. I reminded you that you are one of one. Like the content this month was fire. Like if you did not watch, you need to go back, check out the episodes from each week. For Wednesday, check my podcast because like your girl was on. Your girl was on. So check those things out. And I do feel like it's information that you can re-listen to over and over because it's going to help you throughout December and as we go into the new year. And it's things that you're going to hear something and you're going to think of a friend or a family member. You're going to be like, you know what? They could benefit from this. And so always ask first. We just say, hey, I heard this live. I heard this podcast and I really feel like it could help you. Do you mind if I send it over? And I'll be grateful for you sharing my platform because I truly want to touch as many people as I can. And if you can help a friend or a family member to stand in their personal power, that would be dope. So let's do that. So as we end November, I said all that. As we end November, sis, I want to leave you with a thought. And that is that acceptance of yourself is far more important than acceptance from anyone else. Self-acceptance. And I recognize that that is a lot to chew on. Like that's a lot. Self-acceptance is we are our own worst critics. Literally. I stammered just a few moments ago and I was like, oh, I should stop the live. But it's like, no, I'm not going to do that because it's important for me that I show up authentic and genuinely because that gives you permission to do the same, to be perfectly imperfect, right? So self-acceptance is more important than acceptance from anyone else. I want you to stop looking for validation from other people and from outsiders. Most people don't even like themselves. So why do you care what they think of you? And what I have found is the more that you like yourself and the more confident you are in your own decisions, the less need you have for other people to like you or feel confident in your decisions. Okay. As we go into the new year, as we go into this season, I want you to remember that you're under no obligation to shrink or to play small or to do things differently in effort to make other people feel more comfortable. You don't have to play small or you don't have to take up less space so that someone else feels comfortable. They can slide over. Truly, they can slide over. As we wrap up this season, I want you to truly think about those areas where you've been playing small, where you've been holding back, where you have not been giving it your all because you're concerned that it's going to step on somebody's toes, that you're going to be moving into their territory, that they're going to look at you with a frown, that they're going to think, oh, she thinks she's all this. I want you to really focus on whatever gift it is that you have that you've been downplaying. What story is in your heart laying dormant that truly wants to be set on fire and spread to the masses, but you keep stifling it because you're afraid of how big you might grow or who you might outgrow? Because those things happen, but I can assure you that you feel unsettled and you feel unhappy and you feel disconnected and you feel unaligned because you're not living up to your fullest potential because you keep stifling stuff. Like, it's our duty. It is our duty to operate in our gift, to operate in our passion. I can tell you that 3 years ago, when I started my growth journey, I was miserable. I was crying. I was sad. I was depressed, but I was also stifling this desire to send my message out to the world. And I know that for some people, it's like, oh, big deal. You got married, you got divorced, you adopted some kids, your kids moved in with their dad. Like, the things that I went through, I know to some people it's no big deal, but for me, it's a really big deal. And for the girl who's going through a divorce right now, it's a big deal to see somebody who's done it, like been there, done that, got the t-shirt, everything's going to be okay. It's so important that we recognize, and I posted this yesterday, that God can make a mosaic out of your messiness, but you got to give him all the pieces, right? And when you allow yourself to operate in your passion, whether that's writing books, whether that's teaching, whether that's coaching, whether that's, you could be a violinist, whatever your gift is, when we operate in our gift, the potential is endless for what can open up and happen for us, okay? This year of personal growth, this year of like really diving into my gift, it has taught me that growth can be a very lonely process, and so much grieving comes with it. Grieving comes because the people that you become the 5 people that you surround yourself with most, right? And as you grow, you start to outgrow a lot of them. And it's not because they're jealous, it's not because they're angry, it's because your growth, you start to show, like, to light up, and it highlights the people around you where they have been stagnant or where they have chosen to play small. That's not a reason to stop growing. That's not a reason to stop accepting yourself. That's not a reason to stop standing in your power. That's not a reason to be afraid to pour into, grow into, and give freely of your gift. Okay. So I really want you to think about that over the next couple of weeks, is where am I playing small so that as I gear up for 2024, I can hit it hard. This is your year to thrive. Like, no more. This is the last year that you tolerated less than you deserve. Repeat after me. This is the last year that I tolerated less than I deserve. Abso-freaking-lutely. When you start to grow and you start to mature, when people are talking to you, you recognize that they're talking to you from their perspective, not yours, and that their ceiling is not your ceiling. And so, truly this week, think about it. Where do I want to grow? How do I want to grow? And then who can help me get there? It may not be me. I would love to coach you. I would love for you to step into one of my programs or jump into the plot twist. I would love to do that. It may not be me, but how do you want to grow? Where do you want to grow? And who can help you get there? And then I want you to chase it. I want you to hold on to it with both hands, and I want you to chase it. I love you. I want the best for you. And I just feel like it's important that we start acknowledging some of these things and we stop allowing our past to dictate our future. It's okay. Like, I don't care what you've done in your past. It's okay for you to change your mind. It's okay for you to advocate against it. It's okay for you to evolve, to change, to grow. Do not allow people to invalidate your ability to advocate for something new just because of what you've done in the past. That's not the way life works. That is not the way. Your identity is not set in stone. And I just want you to know that there is so much more to life than the way that you are living. You just have to be open to the potential, to the possibilities, and to the transformation. I am answering questions all day today, guys. So hit my DMs. You can talk to me on Instagram or Facebook or in Messenger. If you text my text line, it's 615-205-4634. Let me see if I can pop that up for you guys. We're not going to text that, though. There we go. That's my text line. If you text me, I will respond to you. Ask me coaching questions. Ask me New Year's questions. Ask me about my one-on-one program. Ask me about my group program. Ask me about anything. Ask me anything all day long. Today only. Don't be texting me tomorrow, for real. Ask me today only. I want to answer your questions. I want to help you as much as I can to foster peace and prosperity this season, okay? I love you. If you're not already hanging out with me, come hang out with me in the Plot Twist community group. There's a link in my bio. I think it's Hey Coach K3. It's going to give you the full layout of everything that I do. And at the end, it gives you all the socials that I'm on, or you can at the Plot Twist. And again, I'll drop the link down there. But I just want to hang out with you and I want to help you change your life. So I love you, girl. Can't wait to see you, girl. And we will chat in the next one. Well, gorgeous girl, that's a wrap for this episode. I hope you found value, insight, or strength. I hope something was said that gave you the courage to push on a little while longer toward the life of your dreams. If you felt motivated during this segment, screenshot this and throw it in your stories and tag me on social. That way we can keep the message going. Have an excellent day on purpose, and we, girl, will talk in the next one.